Alright guys, another update video on the GS550 here. So as I mentioned before I got this thing going on the first start video, I did a compression check as an experiment, and I wanted to go ahead and do a compression check before I had run it, which, you know, it sat for like 33 years. I want to do another compression check in say 100 miles and see if we have any differences here. So just for fun, this is just totally cold before I start using it today. And our old numbers across the board left to right are 120, 140, 132, and 150. So the experiment will be to see if we improve on probably about 3 of those cylinders. The 150, that's actually pretty good. So like I said, I've got probably about 120 miles on this thing. I've ran a full tank of gas through it. Actually, that reminds me, I need to go put gas in it. And I just pulled the plugs for the first time, and they look like really good. So maybe a little bit more brown than I'm typically used to seeing, but I'm not really used to seeing like stock exhaust, stock intake bikes. So anyway, the plugs look really good. They look really even, and the heat range on the side is just perfect. So it's got about 4 threads where you can see the heat range being affected on there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my compression checks. All right. We got 140 there, so that's up 20. Actually down from where it was. Let's try that again. Interesting. When I tested it before, it looks like 140. That was 125 this time. Now, I have not done any kind of valve adjustment on this thing. It does sound like there's a little bit of a kind of like a tick. Just sounds like a little bit of a valve lash, you know. And I have not even adjusted the cam chain tensioner. So I mean, there's still stuff we can do to this thing. Lights. That one's down too. 125 again. I think the original time that I did this, I also had probably, I probably just put some penetrating oil, and I know I had like penetrating oil in the cylinders, so maybe that was kind of skewing my results. But doesn't hurt to look, doesn't hurt to check. All right, last one. Huh. So 115. I find that strange. 115. Okay. All right, so here's where we're at. We got 120, 140, 132, 150 before. Now we're at 140, 125, 125, 115. So this is dead cold. Should be pretty high. I don't know. Pretty even. So I don't know. I'm gonna ride it a little bit more. I know I want to go ahead and do an oil change in it. It does sound like maybe a little ticky, like what I mentioned, kind of top end noise, and it has like a little bit of a clunk at certain RPMs down low, but who knows? I'm kind of just I'm kind of just beating on this thing, but cool experiment bike. Anyway, maybe more to come. Alright, so I'm working on the GS550, just doing a basic oil change on it. This is after it's gone, I think, about 105 miles, maybe 110 or so, since I got it going. So I wanted to go ahead, do an oil change on it, just because we don't know what kind of stuff we're breaking loose or flushing through that thing after sitting for so long. If you remember, before I got it going, I put a full bottle of like seafoam in the crankcase, and I just rotate the engine over by hand and stuff like that, trying to get everything coated and, you know, just break anything loose. So anyway, got the oil filter off, and I have it cut apart, and this thing looks really good. The oil came out pretty damn clear. And then if I'm looking, you know, I'm looking through all these fins, there's a few tiny little metal particles, nothing alarming at all, you know. And then you can see maybe just a little bit of sparkle to the oil that's running out of the actual main channel here in the filter element. So looking really good, pretty excited about it. So I know I need to do a valve adjustment on that thing. It just seems like it makes a little bit more noise than it probably should, and who knows, the thing has 9,000 miles on it. Who knows if it was ever done, because from my suspicions, I don't think the carbs had ever been into either. So, you know, that wouldn't surprise me if the valves were never adjusted. And those are a little bit more involved. Those are a bucket style with a shim versus, like, let's say an adjustable tappet or whatever. So I'll have to kind of like plan out a week where I get that thing ripped apart on a Sunday, figure out the shims I need, rearrange what I need, and then get stuff ordered, and maybe I can get it back together by the end of the next week. So anyway, just a little update. Thing looks like it's doing pretty good for 100 miles in. So a little bit of an ease on the mind, just knowing. But yep, I'm gonna go ahead and put a new filter in it, fill it back up, and just ride it.